What up, y'all?
What's going on? Oh, there's a couple of you on here.
Oh, suddenly. All right, I gotta move that there. Sorry, I've changed the setup again the way I can actually look directly on to see the comments and stuff. So rather than me just
Ugh, but
how is your all's Wednesday night?
you guys will have to. Let's see. Denise says I can only listen for a few minutes, but I will share it because I love you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I
Uh,
appreciate it.
let's see. But as far as things to listen to, I think everybody has found something to do this Wednesday. Um, so depending on the turnout, we may cut this one short. Just being honest.
Mm-hmm. There.
That way we're not on here rambling for like 3 fucking hours
Just,
about nothing.
rambling to ourselves. So we didn't get a thing out today.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so this weekend we are going to be in Cincinnati, Ohio, at the place that does the thing.
Sacred journey,
Sacred
sacred journey, metaphysical expo.
Market.
It's expo.
Market. I'm looking at the flyer.
Fucking Christ! I wish they'd make up their mind so I could make up mine. Anyway,
It is going to be at the Holiday Inn and Suites at Cincinnati Eastgate at 4501 Eastgate Boulevard in Cincinnati, Ohio. The tickets are $7 for a day, $10 for the weekend. Kids 12 and under get in free.
we're gonna be there all weekend with a bunch of people that you guys have been introduced to throughout the shows as well as throughout our show. Are going to be there. We're all going to be hanging out. We're all going to be stupid. Hopefully, it'll be a good weekend. We're going to find out. Even if it's not, we're going to make it a good weekend.
Other headliner at that show for Sunday is going to be Ken Boggle. He will be there live doing the things.
But that'll be Sunday only to our knowledge.
Yeah, that's what the flyer says. So
yeah. Um, we're looking forward to it. If you can, you guys have probably seen us sharing it out on our personal pages here on our Facebook. Um, if you can, give it a like, give it a share. It's Missy and Mandy's bit, and we're looking forward to helping them out with it. Um, then next weekend is going to be the local mystical market. Fucking markets. And then
the Central Kentucky Mystical Market.
well, man, you've got.
Yeah.
It's a formula. Da 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 market. Da 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 expo. And it fucks my head. it messes with the OCD because it's not the same.
Da 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 fair.
Anyway,
And we've been talked to several times firmly.
you guys need to get this shit right. Well, we're
creatures of habit.
We're fucking trying. You know, you've got like what, 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah, no, yeah,
no,
yeah.
6 years of it being the fair, and then all of a sudden it's the market. Anyway, Central Kentucky mystical market. There's the word, because I keep getting metaphysical and mystical because I'm swapping the two for Missy's and
yep.
our monthly bit. Anyway, that's gonna be next weekend. Same deal as always. Come out, see everybody. We're gonna be there in full force. There's gonna be some trainees at the booth. Come out, razz them, give them some shit. No, seriously, come out, give them a hug, bless them for being the saints they are for putting up with us. But it should be a great time. Then The next event is going to be the second weekend of September. That's going to be the market again.
Mm-hmm.
Then September 25th, we're going to be in New Jersey at Para Unity. And that'll be a 1 day event. Once again, that's going to be September 25th. And we'll be there with Amy Allen doing the thing.
Sure enough.
Getting things going. Yeah,
Doings.
doings. Words. Then you have the next market if we're doing one. Are we doing one?
I have not heard anything for October. I do know for a fact that there is going to be a the Scarefest is that month. The people who run Scarefest have not told us yet
If there's going to be a market because they own the market as well. If there is, it's going to be that second weekend. There is a possibility. I think Bev's Full Moon Sisters Bazaar is that month.
mm-hmm.
We will be at that as well.
You get Missy to get me a date.
Whichever one of those is actually happening in October, we will be at that one of those.
If not both, if there's both of them happening in that October.
And then the 22nd through the 24th, it will be Scarefest weekend. That is the weekend before Halloween.
Scarefest the 13th.
Resurrection.
Right?
Right?
I haven't heard from Missy for a couple of days, Robin. She was telling me the other day that she was not feeling too hot. Hopefully she'll be feeling better by this weekend.
She got under the weather. There was a case that we did up in Ohio, and there was quite a bit of allergens, and the Missy is very sensitive to said allergens. So hers probably got a sinus cold.
Yeah.
But,
hey, Melanie, what's going on? Hey, man, how are ye?
Harry.
Hey, Harlan Kilman, how you doing, man? He said, hello again. I'm on the road getting supplies for some Oregon jewelry, collector jewelry. Thanks for the event updates. So I won't be able to hang long. Cool.
Gotcha.
Hang when you can.
That's it. And let's see. That's pretty much what we're working with at the moment. I mean, there might be a spattering of other special things in there. The last weekend in August, we are going to have a lecture. Instead of doing a full class, we're going to do a kind of like a come and hang out, learn the thing. If anybody is interested in that, it'll just be a talk.
Which weekend is that?
Let's see, the 20.
Let me check my calendar, because that's the only way I remember, Steve.
28th.
28th.
Yeah. Is that it?
That's Saturday.
That is not.
No, that's the weekend before.
Okay.
Nope, we will be in the date south the weekend before that. So
Yes. Y'all probably won't be hearing from us except for on the road or maybe at the hotel in Alabama. Maybe. But we're going to see what's up with that.
Robin says my chiropractor has COVID. I hope I don't get it. I've had the vaccines. Same. All of us at Spirit Mechanics have had the vaccines except for one person.
If they catch it and bring it to us, I'll kill them. The virus won't have to.
That's the thing with this particular. I mean, as far as the vaccines, that it helps to fight it. It's not a you're never going to catch it. It's
Right.
It's like the flu.
It's not an immunity thing.
No, you're not completely immune to it. God damn it, Heidi! You're not in the room with me. Oh my god!
Senior dog is senior.
Hey, Kylie Mays, what's going on?
What's up? What's going on?
South. Hey, it's your favorite. It's your fave. Nice to see you again, brethrens. What she said.
Brethrens, huh? Wow, that's like some deep fucking Presbyterian shit right there.
Amish.
Amish.
Borf.
Borf. Hey guys, what are you doing? Are you busy? We're listening to the dogs lose their fucking minds up and down the hallway because, no one's in there to look at them while they sleep.
Mom, Heidi want peanut butter. No, Heidi don't want peanut butter. Heidi has the.
Actually, Heidi probably does want peanut butter. Heidi loves peanut butter.
At this particular point in time, it's not about peanut butter.
No, at this point in time, she's
not right here, staring at you. Do it. I need to feel things again, Steve.
So
anyway,
they said that they didn't mind. We will not be, uh, we will not be naming names, of course, giving locations. We're just gonna call it our latest Ohio case.
Yeah,
but it was a very interesting situation.
I was doing great for a minute,
and then he wasn't for a while.
we did one part of they have damn it it was a two building deal. The first building we were fine, we're climbing and we're doing the thing. Is it's basically like a catch all. It's got all the stuff in it, and that one was great. Everybody was cool. We did energy work outside of it because the wife was about to leave to go to work, and then we went into the house. I went into the living room, sat on the couch, and
yeah, he slept. Just sat down and got slept. And it's like, all right, man.
I don't old man like that at all.
It was an interesting case.
It's a nice house.
They've done a lot to it.
Well, they've done a lot to it, but at the end, though, it's still a nice house.
Oh yeah, it's just fucking huge.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Get your ass.
Yelling at dogs. Anyway,
I don't mind them barking. It's just it really interferes with my train of thought. When I'm like, yeah, bark. Huh? Where am I at? My ass. There.
Cool. So
I think it's Elwood.
Barking?
Yeah, I think it's Elwood. Heidi's on the couch.
No, she's always on the couch and barks. Like, seriously, she can't be bothered to get up. You have to come to her.
Mm.
Yeah, some princess bullshit.
Mm.
Anyway. So, yeah, he crashes out, and we're all like, well, dude, go to the fucking car.
I go to the car, turn the car on, turn the air on. The cold air hit me. I was done. Come back in the house. They're already done. Everything's over with. And they look at me funny, and I'm like, do I have something on my face? Dude, you're as white as a sheet. Huh.
Yeah, even the clients were like, man, you look like hell. And it's like, oh. So the one complaint that I have about this particular case, and it's nothing anybody else has done wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that they had antique dolls all over that place.
Mm.
Anybody that knows me knows that I can't cope very well. Well, here's the next part of this that was actually cool, but it. So we kept going around and doing what it is we do, and I kept noticing that the dolls were shifting in that particular room because there's a room that is lined with them. They're on the fucking couches, they're on the tables, they're on the shelves, they're on the chairs, they're in the floor, they're fucking everywhere. And these are antique dolls, like old school baby dolls. And they keep moving. And I'm like, I've lived this fucking nightmare. I would prefer not to do this again. But the cool part about it is one, the dolls were moving, but two, it was a spirit of a little girl that was hanging out there,
Mm-hmm.
and she would go in and play with the dolls, and it was the coolest thing because they were like, we always see the dolls shift, and there's always something that sounds like kids running around upstairs. I'm like, well, that's because there is one running around upstairs. I bet if you give her a ball or a toy to actually play with, either A, it's going to calm down, or B, you're going to get some really cool results. Like, we're going to have to try that. Yeah, just talk to her like you would your grandchildren. So, I mean, that was pretty cool. Uh, Ethan literally picked a spirit up that was actually causing a lot of health issues and being pretty raw. It was a woman who was actually attached to the house, and they had originally flat out talked to her. Okay, we're gonna do the thing. There was no complaints. There was no issues. They started remodeling. She turned bitch. That is usually the case. It happens a lot of times. And the biggest reason why is you are affecting a spirit's anchor, the thing that is holding them together. Well, they've done a lot to this place since they bought it, and I mean a lot. Like put
A lot, a lot,
tens of thousands of dollars into this place.
a lot,
And
a lot, a lot.
so she started getting more and more agitated, and it got to the point where she was just starting to be physically aggressive and actually causing some severe damage, at least as far as what you would think a ghost could do.
Mm-hmm.
Severe damage, bruising, clawing. Um, there was an instance where it had started to actually claw people that would come over and visit, and it was drawing other things into the house. Well, Ethan took Missy with him, and they're trying to talk to it and trying to, do the thing, and she's not hearing any of it, and had nothing to do with Ethan, because he's a man, and that's not me being sexist. That's me being truthful. That was her reasoning. He's a man, and I hate men. Cool. So Missy tried to do the thing alone. She wouldn't talk to Missy because Missy was trusting men. So Ethan opened a portal and literally picked her up by her ribs and slung her through it and closed it. Done. Over it. He called it frog hopping, which is basically where you touch the sides of a frog and make it jump. And that's pretty much what he did. And closed the portal. I laughed until I just about cried over that shit.
Hey Don, what's up?
Um, let's see. Those were the bigger ones. There was just a lot going on. There was a lot of lurkers.
They're collectors of cuckoo clocks and antique dolls. He has over 300 cuckoo clocks.
Altogether, yeah, he's got about 300.
In the one room, there was at least 15 to 20. God damn it.
I mean, and that's just clocks.
Mm-hmm.
The dolls, there were probably more dolls in that house than there were clocks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there was a number of things that were probably attached to it that we got rid of. Um, a bunch of lurkers, basically shadow figures that cling to the ceiling and walls. We call them lurkers. Um, waiting. Okay, so there was a bunch of lurkers, what we refer to as necrophages, but they're basically a progression of Standing Dead.
Hmm.
Um,
And the reason why we call them that is we're gamers.
yeah,
It's a thing off of The Witcher. So it was the easiest thing for us to equivalate to this particular progression because there's nothing like that in the books. So
right. Oh well, this it's a spiritual zombie. Well, yeah, you can sort of call them that, but that's not really what they are. but but what? No, they're not exactly spiritual. They're very physical beings. Um, Standing Dead are kind of hilarious. They're basically like carpenter bees. So if you have any kind of fucking shielding up or anything else, they'll hit it and just and bounce off and try again. You know, the fly trying to get out the window that's open until they either catch a whiff of uh, strong blood or they are provoked, and then they turn into what we refer to as necrophages. Basically, they're humanoid scavengers. Typically, they just feed off of the latent leftovers of spirits that have really just kind of decayed. They've degraded. They've just broken down to the point where they can't function anymore, and these things will basically feed off of them.
hmm
Um, Whereas the necrophage is a little bit more than that. It will start to feed on anything, whether it's spiritual or physical. And the more it can consume, as far as physical energy, as far as drawing blood, different things like that, it will actually become more and more tangible. So, of course, these particular things had to get the fuck out.
and that's why I was pale as a ghost.
Yup, Brian was food there for a minute. He played bait.
I played bait.
Let's see.
How you doing with the chiropractor? Callie asks.
Oh, uh, well, we don't know yet. we we don't know yet. I feel better when I go, but the chiropractor is like, I'm not sure about what kind of progress we're gonna have with you. So we're gonna have to see in like a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel better. I have less headaches. There's that. You know, having a detached skull kind of does that to you, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Mm.
Wow, proper blood fro.
Bro.
Proper blood fro.
It's a night, man. It's a night. Oh, Donna says she hears that she's going too.
Chiropractor, yeah.
Yeah.
How you doing, Miss Donna? I ain't heard from you in a minute other than the other day. How's Kylie doing? Robin, how are you doing?
How y'all doing? Y'all say words. Oh man.
Mine fixed my neck and shoulders now, the lower back in progress. Donna.
Mine's trying to fix my neck, and that's where they're kind of concerned. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do anything for that, man. That's cool. Give it your best. At least you're not afraid to touch me.
Good. Looking forward to seeing you this weekend, Donna.
Yeah, y'all are gonna be right next to us, yeah?
I'm pretty sure.
If I remember right. That ought to be fun.
It gonna be fun on the bun.
See, we got Tiff and Ethan gonna be there,
Yeah.
along with the two of us, because where else would we be?
We just along for the ride. Let Tiff and Ethan run the boot.
We should. Just take the fuck off.
All right, we're going. What?
We got shit to do. What do you mean? Yeah, well, we got cigarettes to smoke and beer to drink. And y'all can do. they they kill us.
No. Ethan would be like, all right, cool, I got it. And Tiff would be like, what are you doing? What?
Mimi says Chris is giddy. He needs to go to bed. He is mishearing everything y'all are saying.
What are we saying?
What are we saying wrong? Clue us in on this.
So we can say it wrong too. Deb will have all of her rocks across from us. Yeah. And that one of our friends is also going to be doing hers too, so that's going to be fun. And then there's a bunch. There's a bunch of vendors going to be at this one. It's a bunch.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty big. And that's pretty awesome. You know, there's gonna be a lot of friendly faces and make it a little easier, but there's gonna be a lot of new ones too.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be the part that's gonna be pretty fucking fun to me.
And then Saturday,
What's Saturday? I don't remember.
us, all of us, at the hotel.
Oh God. Oh God. Well, I mean, the last time it was all of us at the hotel, it didn't really get too bad.
Yeah, well, we had places we had to go after.
On Saturday we do, because we still got to work.
On Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah. We also have a hotel room that we can sleep in, as opposed to having to drive halfway across town or home.
Still gonna wake up hungover, man.
Sure. Somebody will.
Well, there is that. I didn't want to let that out the bag, but I guess it is now.
Yeah, we're staying. We're all staying. We are all staying at the. We're staying in the same hotel. All of us.
Yeah,
are.
the Holiday Inn.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be there on Friday. Actually, we need to swing by your shop because we're going to be in that area anyway. Why not? Donna.
Oh, they're still talking about chiropractors.
Robin is. Yeah, she saw hers last Friday. But yeah, Donna's going to be staying in the same hotel we are. Her and Chris. So that'll be fun.
I don't know if Chris is coming to this one.
Is Chris coming? Your husband?
I think it's gonna be her and because I thought she said that someone else was gonna be with her other than Chris.
Oh, Lauren. Or yeah. So it's Lauren that's going with you. Hold on a minute.
Oh, y'all hear that? Exactly, you don't. Cool.
Yeah, I remember Lauren. She actually just invited me to like her page today of, I think it's art. I didn't get to actually look at it. But I need to check that out. It's been a day. I've been on the road for 3 hours, going to and from to grab kids for my former father-in-law, and explain how the brain works for an hour and a half. That was fun.
Well, that's part of having kids, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works. I mean, technically, Technically, we do that for a living, so
Well, it was the whole that all of that, and then on the way, I was in Nicholasville. I'd made it to Nicholasville. Well, so what do you do? I've told you what I do. I've shown you what I do. You were there at the event we were at, Cameron, that we were doing the thing. Well, I don't remember. It's because your nose was in your game and you weren't watching. So what do you make people feel better, right? Yeah, that's part of what I do. Well, what else you do? Figure it out, Cameron.
oh, Inkstone's still in progress. I hear you.
Oh, that's her. That's her page. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, it's her page.
Let's see, busy day. Yeah, I saw you were on just a little bit ago yourself, online just a little bit ago. Oh
Man, we're dragging, and apparently,
man, it's rough going tonight. I and I don't really understand the reason why. That's it's never usually this bad.
well, I mean, we're prepping for this weekend. We got all of our materials in, so anybody that's used to seeing our old signs, those are we have them, but they're gone.
Yeah, they're not
They're
gonna be
going we're going
used.
to be using this logo right here as I point at it above my head, along with the new letters and stuff like that. The new materials,
New cards,
new cards.
new everything.
Due to inflation, we're having to increase our prices. That's something that we needed to actually talk to you all about too. We keep getting bitched at to increase our stuff, and we felt comfortable with where we're at. So as far as like the what we're charging, so there is going to be a slight increase on our energy stuff as far as like at events.
But it's really not a huge bump,
No,
all
we
things
didn't.
considered.
No, we're going about to competitive price range is where we're headed to.
We're essentially we're paying out, and we've got to make sure we can still pay out. Because once again, because of inflation, cost of booth fees and everything else has gone up as well. So instead of 25, it'll be 35. So 10 more bucks. And instead of 45, it's going to be 50. 5 more bucks. So you guys are actually still making out like bandits, in all honesty.
Well, I mean, the average price for any reader or any energy worker at one of these events is around $1 to $1.25 a minute.
Yep.
And we're around that ballpark. We're not going too much further than that. So,
No. I
um,
mean, for our hour work, we're actually undercutting.
mhm.
Because we're not even doing $1 a minute. So,
Well, for the big one, we are. I think so.
no,
Yeah, we.
it's all 50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 35 and 50. So our basic readings will be 35, and our big deals are gonna be 50.
I had totally forgot to get with you, Mandy, yesterday. I knew I was forgetting something. I'll be getting with you tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. I hope we can get the website redone and with the new graphics and stuff like that. Plus the link to the Patreon going to be on the website as opposed to just us throwing it randomly.
Yes.
So I do have one thing I have to do tomorrow, and then I'll be probably doing office work tomorrow. I gotta go help Miss Marie get her TV hooked up.
We can do that at any point in time, though.
Yeah, I told her I'd be there in the afternoon.
Yeah, so that's no big deal.
No, it's only going to take me 20, 30 minutes to do that. Just program her TV, so it's not that big of a thing. The other part of Missy has all the graphics and stuff like that. Main thing that I need to get to you is the link for the Patreon button. And let you work your magic, because you the shit.
If anybody wonders how we keep the website up and going, we do not. It's all Mandy.
Mandy is the shit.
We.
Like first two people, when Spirit Mechanics is able to actually start doing people to be paid, Missy and Mandy would probably be the first two that we pay,
Yeah.
and then ourselves. This is right now we got to make sure that bills are done.
Well, that is the important thing, and we've had a lot of expenses that have popped out just recently.
Well, I mean, we're not terrible. We're not in a terrible spot. We're better than we have been in a stupidly long amount of time.
That is true.
There was times where it was you paying out of pocket, or me paying out of pocket, or us paying out of pocket, or Tiff paying out of pocket, and SMX making Dioc. Did it, dick, 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 dick.
But
We love you, Mandy. You're the cool sister.
yeah, you can hang. The other one's too much of a homebody.
Mm.
But in all honesty, though,
Inside jokes.
it's been a serious thing over the last couple weeks. Um, Truthfully, right before we went to Nebraska till now, and probably until the end of the year, it's going to be just full speed ahead. So,
Yeah.
y'all are gonna have to bear with us unless you want to take the ride with us, and if you want to do that, buckle the hell up.
What was it from Jurassic? Hold on to your butts. I sent that to somebody the other day. They didn't understand what the hell I was talking about. Too damn young.
Hurts me.
It's like it's from Jurassic Park. Samuel L. Jackson. But I don't get it. Fuck. So I just sent them the link to YouTube. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's from a movie. Ugh. God. See, this is what's gonna make me turn into that old man. Hey, fuck it, kids. Nah.
Donna says she packed for the show. Also getting ready for the historic Hannah House in Indianapolis next weekend.
Nice.
Fuck, that would be fun. Unfortunately, we're going to be in the deep south.
Well, that's gonna be fun all on its own.
You should join the Hannah House. Free to set up. It's 10 to 6 Saturday on September the 14th.
Well, September 14th.
We'll be in the deep south.
Not in September.
September? Oh yeah, we'll be in Lexington. We'll be in Lexington. We have a previous engagement. Unless we can get some people to run the booth for us to be able to go.
Now, do you really think that would happen?
If we threw it out there, I'd say it wouldn't be that bad. I mean, Ethan's already going to be there. I know that's going pretty well to take care of itself.
Yeah. Just making sure Ethan has help.
Yeah. That's sticking with a trainee.
Could. Hey, Steve, you're working this weekend. What? You're working this weekend. What? You're working this weekend.
Yeah, that weekend's the Lexington one.
Yeah.
I mean, we could. We very well could. That'd be pretty cool. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you about it this weekend. And we'll try to see if we can hammer something, because that would be actually really cool to expand a little bit.
I mean, we don't exactly have to do every market.
We've already given a commitment.
Oh, that's right. We did for this month.
Yep, we already gave a commitment. So somebody has to be here from the Spirit Mechanics. That's why we're a group of individuals doing the thing, as opposed to, hey, it's Steve and Brian. The team do. So the team gonna do.
Maybe. Anyway.
Okay. Let me look one more time. Yep, that's the Mystical Market. We'll be in Lexington. Oh God. Anyways, um,
August 14th.
yeah, it's next week, next Saturday. Tis the market.
Yeah, we're doing. Damn it.
But we can figure something out. Maybe.
Maybe.
You call to arms. I need bodies for Lexington.
Truthfully, the way it needs to work out is one of us needs to go to Indiana and the other one stay here.
Hmm.
That way we don't have to worry about it.
This West Lexington event was just a Saturday, then I would be there. Yeah, it is Saturday and a Sunday.
It's all weekend,
Yeah.
so
We get a lot of church crowd, which is funny.
it's actually pretty hilarious. Half the people that we work on are either Church of God, Catholic, or Baptist.
Mm-hmm.
Those three in particular.
Couple Presbyterian here and there, and then the standard pagan fare. But on Sundays especially, you don't open the market or you don't open a thing in Lexington until after church.
So we don't show up until noon.
Yeah,
Nobody shows up until noon.
and then they don't start rolling in until about 1 o'clock.
Yo. And it doesn't start hopping until about 2.
Yeah, there probably are full. I can get a hold of Rachel and see what she says. She's the one who pretty well books everybody, and I
Yeah.
can probably put in a word
Yeah, absolutely.
because it'd be good for both of y'all. I think.
Get out of your normal area.
Mm-hmm. Because you're an event organizer up north anyway, so and they run the one in Lexington. It'd be good to have a relationship. Wink, nudge, eyebrow raise.
Business talk. Networking. Maybe in September. Oh. So there was something that was actually on my mind. And we're nowhere near prepared to actually do it unless he can work some kind of OBS magic to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I had this particular thought. It was basically going to be an experiment. You know how we do those every now and then. But what I was going to do was try a little bit of something in the vein of vibrational awareness with you guys. And we're going to eventually do this. If we can't do it tonight, we're eventually going to do this. But
And it might be a Patreon thing to where we don't have to worry about getting shut the fuck down.
yeah, because I mean, he'll have to find royalty-free stuff tonight if we're gonna do. But the idea is to show you guys your different wavelengths based off of particular music styles.
That's actually pretty interesting.
So that is the particular experiment. Let me know if you guys are actually interested in that because it's something that's been on my mind. I've done something similar before. And part of it is actually based in psychiatry and psychology because it's not necessarily the watch that swings back and forth or the particular imagery that's being given that actually puts you into a trance. It's the way people speak. It's the cadence that they use and the particular pitch and tone that they use. Notice the way that I've changed the way that I speak. Anybody that's actually worked with me before knows exactly when I'm about to do something by the way my voice changes abruptly. So the cool part is that you can actually do these particular things yourself, to yourself, and with your friends and family and clients if you so choose to do this. It's a vibrational therapy that is based in music, but it's something that I haven't particularly delved into a lot. Um, so you know how Brian speaks on it all the time, binaural beats. There's a reason why I consistently say that that works for some people, but music would work better for others. And it's because you're actually getting the same exact thing, only it's not in your face.
Mm-hmm.
It's more subtle. It's not as direct.
Like there are certain songs. I know where you're going with it. There are certain things I use as triggers for specific thought processes and things like that. Especially if I'm I'm home and I'm able to have my headphones in and I'm texting somebody and I'm doing counseling and things like that. I'll have headphones in and I'll be listening to a song on repeat because it puts me into that mindset of a particular thing. Um, uh, Helion does Scandinavian folk music, but it's a lot of most everybody here's probably heard of them. Um, it's one of those ones, even though now they've done it to where there's so many freaking ads on it that it's ridiculous, but because it just cuts the music and
Yeah.
starts into an ad, it jolts you out of whatever space you're in as far as headspace. But as far as like trance work or something like that, I'll use them for that. Or if I need to a specific deity, I'll use a different song for it. There's like 3 or 4 different songs for 3 or 4 different things that I'll use in order to have that particular mindset. Um,
The route I'm particularly wanting to go with you guys, though, is a little bit different.
mm-hmm.
We're not working on mindsets, we're working on awareness. What I'll be doing is teaching you guys in particular how to actually use vibrations of music to tell exactly where things are in the room. And I'm talking about physically, where things are in the room spiritually, what the condition of your health actually is, what the condition of other people's health actually is. It's pretty cool stuff. With music, instead of just changing mindset, the idea is to actually elevate yourself or lower yourself in certain situations in order to make it fit. A lot of times, the reason why we feel out of place, we feel nervous, we feel anxious, we can't control our thoughts, these kinds of things, is because there's an imbalance of the brain. Specifically, the upstairs mix don't do because brain dumb. Well, to undumb brain, certain things have to be introduced. So, what my plan is, and I'm just telling you guys exactly what I'm looking for as far as responses, but what my plan is to see which parts of your all's brains decide to open up depending on what type of music you listen to for a certain amount of time.
That might be the thing you do your thing on, too.
Yeah, I mean that could be my August lecture. If you guys want to try it then, um, we can set it up and you guys can do the August class. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna charge a whole lot for that. I will have to charge a little bit just because of the setup that we're gonna have to have for it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not gonna be a great deal.
And like all the other ones, it'll be through Discord. So all you got to do, I'll figure some things out, and then there is the opportunity to actually play it through Discord, so I don't have to have an extra window up
Yeah,
because I can use a bot, a music bot, to do that.
because I'm gonna have Brian as a facilitator, so he'll be running music and helping me keep track of certain people because we're gonna be having you guys on video so that we can gauge your responses. And we're going to be doing some fun stuff with that. Once you can start to physically experience what's happening with you, then we're going to work on how to equate that to spiritual workings as well. So then certain things are going to be introduced, and these things are going to be fun. Gotta make it fun, you know. Teach everybody a little magic trick on the way. But I'm kind of excited for that. Everybody gets to see Steve the Alchemist as opposed to Steve the Granddad.
Stop it.
Fuck it, quit. Goddamn kids don't respect shit. Okay. And hello, Renee, by the way. And if you're down, we will try to make it work. Mandy looks like Mandy and Donna. They look interested.
It'll be fun on a bun.
And Mandy wants to volunteer as a guinea pig. Cool. Actually, Mandy, especially in your particular situation, I think this would be very good for you. And I really do. That thing that you're frustrated that I won't tell you,
You'll be able to figure it out.
you'll be able to figure it out with this. Because that's actually the main goal of the spiritual side of it, is to see exactly how your energy reacts to certain vibrations. We're going to know for a fact immediately who in the group is an empath, who in the group is a psychic, who in the group is a direct sensitive, who in the group is an indirect sensitive, who in the group actually feels vibration, whereas who in the group takes them in and converts them. It's going to be very obvious very quick. And that's what makes it really fucking cool.
She sticks her tongue out at you.
Don't worry about it. Two things. Number one, don't worry about it. Number two, ask the right question. Use the right words, ask the right question.
Seriously.
Hey, Jenny. She says that sounds really interesting.
The crazy one with empathic tendencies. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Donna. Hi.
What's up? Yeah, you're literally singing to the choir, chick. Fuck. There's a few others in here that I'm not gonna name. A couple of you already know because we've already worked that out, but a couple of of the rest of you who are watching, yeah.
God bless.
So I'm pretty psyched for this. Like I said, I've done something similar before, but I haven't done it this way. Um, but the cool thing is it's similar. The idea is it's similar to when uh, Buddhist, Taoist, Shinto priests would om when they would meditate, and they would om and they would chant. The reason for the chanting in the specific ways that they do is the way the vibration hits their body. It is a spiritual connection because you actually feel the vibration of the energy that you are working with. So, what's the best way to help an empath figure out they're an empath?
Play him a sad song.
Not even that.
Just making it. I was.
Oh, it'll be a better love story than Twilight, guaranteed. But but no, play them a song that is obscure. Not one that's played all over the radio, not a favorite of yours, not a favorite of anybody else's, something that no one usually ever listens to or hears. And then see if they get the sentiment behind it. What's the easiest way for a physical sensitive to know they're a physical sensitive? When they can listen to a particular song of your choosing and know immediately who wrote it. And I'm not talking about, oh, well, I know the name of the person who wrote this. I'm talking about, was it the guitarist that wrote it? Was it the drummer that wrote it? Was it the singer that wrote it? And there's a cool way to figure that out if you are a physical sensitive. It's pretty neat, actually. There's a lot of cool things that you can do with music that a lot of people have this tendency to really, really overlook because the world is saturated with it. It's something easy to take for granted because it's always there. So we're going into spiritual music theory. Actually, I think that's what we'll call the class. Spiritual music theory. Show you guys some cool stuff. Let's see here.
That'd be actually pretty interesting to get Davison on that.
I was thinking about it. Donna says the more I work with my tarot, the more I feel psychic abilities are beginning. It's like the cards are a crutch sometimes.
I think we talked about that when we were at your event.
Yep.
Back in May.
Yep.
Specifically that.
For that reason.
Yeah.
Just as a recap for everybody else, just to recap, things like cards and pendulums and crystals and literally any other metaphysical medium that you can work with is what's referred to as a foci. It's literally a focal tool. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's something to distract your conscious mind so your subconscious can actually fucking speak the truth. In other words, you get out of the way so your intuition can work. A lot of people who are coming into psychic gifts have a tendency to rely on things a little bit heavier, and it's because they feel that tension. At first, it starts as a little bit of a subconscious. I don't know why, but I'm restless. I'm starting to stress. And then it goes from that into, I can't do this without my cards. I have to have this crystal for this to work. I have to have this pendulum for this to work. I have to have these dowsing rods for this to work. When in fact, what it is that you've become so reliant that you can't step away.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with that because everybody who is coming into their own has one of those moments. They have that time where they have to have it. What you need to be careful of, and this is for everybody, what you need to be careful of is when you get to the point to where you start saying that particular phrase of, I have to have this, or this will not happen. I need this to make this work. When you start saying those particular things, you are no longer giving credit where credit is due. You're not acknowledging your gifts for what they are. You're not acknowledging where they actually come from at that point. You're relying so much on the foci that it's become an addiction to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing to be careful of.
Well, I mean, there are. Never mind.
Yep. That comes later.
Heard it, did you?
Yeah, that comes later.
Yeah, that's a 301 class. No, that's a 302 class.
Yeah, that's going a little bit deeper. And if you guys really take a liking to this deal that we're going to be doing, uh, the third weekend of
This
fourth
month.
fourth weekend of this month. Um, if you guys take a liking to it, we'll get something worked out to where we'll actually do a progression of this and start moving forward. Because I'm noticing a lot of people who are really interested, and Mandy said that's why I wish music therapy was more widely used, and it's true. Music therapy is a very
Powerful fucking thing.
it
Really is.
you really just don't think about it. But if you get the right song And it's not even just depending on the person's situation. If you get the right song, doesn't matter if they like the genre of music or not. Doesn't matter if they even hear the words or not. What happens is, because of the vibrations coming through, they actually activate each individual brain wave. And for a brief moment, usually at the crescendo of the song, so the climax of the song, the big moment, usually right then and there is when they have the aha epiphany moment. When things finally start to click and things finally start to matter. And for that particular point in time, it's not a country song, it's not a metal song, it's not a rap song. It is art. It is a way of thinking. It is something outside of that. And it's very healing because for that moment there is not an imbalance in the brain. The thought process works the way that it should. Everything connects the way that it should. Things start to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I completely agree with that.
There's a few songs that hit me certain ways, especially when I know I need to. I have a tendency to numb. I numb myself out, and it's a common thing for me. It's just because I don't know how to express those things very well, as far as like specific emotions. Because I'm a dude. Dudes aren't supposed to have those things. So there are specific songs that hit me just right that I'm actually able, and I'll certain notes, actually just the fucking note, I will bawl. I sent him a video. It was just a TikTok video of this girl. She was singing the fucking song from Little Mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
She hit the high note. When she hit the high note, she was just sitting there playing with this little girl. It's the little girl's babysitter. She's just sitting there playing, and she hit the fucking high note, and my eyes broke all over my face. Like, I don't understand why I'm crying.
And it's always cool when that kind of shit happens. Um, that's one of the big things with me as far as bridging the particular gap between metaphysics and mundane. Uh, I have always found that music is the easiest way to bridge that particular gap.
Good night, Miss Donna. Love you too. We'll see you on either Friday or Saturday,
Depending on when you show.
or depending on if we show up at your place, whichever. Do 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 do.
Let's see. Renee says music is life. Music brings meaning.
It helps you to understand and express that meaning
In particular, yeah.
more so than it brings it. Because you're going to assign your meaning to it. I can listen to a song, he can listen to a song. We'll have two totally different thought processes behind that song, and that's the beautiful thing about music. But you assign your meaning to it.
It's the thing that I always thought was great was Brian's probably gonna roll his eyes at this, but it seriously does. It fits. Um, but it goes in with the three P's of actual alchemy working. Specific to what it is that brings mundane to metaphysics and backward. And that is perception leading to philosophy, and philosophy leading to purpose. Every song has the potential to do that. Once you can perceive the song for what it is that you believe it is, you create a philosophy based on it. Because you have particular emotions that stem from that.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you do, you set out to a purpose based off of those emotions. That makes me feel great. I can get through the day now. That makes me feel sad, but I needed to cry it out.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to grieve, so I needed to cry it out. That, you know, that gives me an odd energy. I don't know how to feel about it, but I want to explore that. There's different ways. And it's a beautiful thing to me. It always has been.
Night, Mandy. Everybody's tired.
Yeah, everybody's like ragged. Oh, what time is it?
It's 10 o'clock.
Fuck, man.
It is, well, it's 20 after. Hey, Miss Carol, what's going on? It is the late show with Bud, Brian, and Steve.
Oh no, you're fine, Miss Carol. We've been talking about doing a special class the last weekend in August. We're basically calling it spiritual music theory, and the idea is using music to show you guys your own talents, creating spiritual awareness, creating a specific moment. So, if you're interested in that, that's what we're going to be doing then. But we've been talking about the reasons why that music is important, both to a spiritual life and a, just functioning life. I mean, we talk all the time. There's certain songs that pop up for each and every one of us in the group that when we hear them, there's an automatic flood of text. You
You all
okay?
right? Is everything okay? What's going on? Are you sure?
Yeah. No, not really. And that's usually how that winds up working. Or I'll talk to you about it here in a little while. Which usually, if it's coming from me and Brian, I'm not ready to talk about it. That's something to leave the fuck alone. Don't pry about it. Don't push about it. Pretty much at that point, he and I are the only ones that can do that with each other. And by the time we actually get it out, we're ready to fucking kill each other. So,
All right, man. Let's talk this out. Fuck you, dude. Nah, I'm not going to fuck nowhere. Nah, dude, leave it alone. Nah, dude, just get the first. Give me the tip. Just the tip, man. This. Fair enough.
I'll leave you the fuck alone. That's serious. But there's other songs too that we're just like, huh, they're in a good mood today, or they're off to do something fucking shady. What, whatever the situation is.
Every time we have an event or something like that, usually ZZ Top pops on the radio. Steve's in a good ass fucking mood.
By the way,
Yeah.
I do have to mention it, um, just because it. If anybody felt that weirdness from me, um, that's where it's coming from. Especially over the this past week, and but Dusty Hill passed away, 72, and, but he passed away. He was the bassist for ZZ Top, and whether you like the group or not, they have been a big influence on the way that I play music, on the way that I view music, and honestly, just in general, they're a big influence on my life. Just who they are off stage, as well as who they are on stage. Um, and Dusty, in particular, was a very big influence on who I try to model myself after when I'm working with clients and when I'm thinking about uh, the things that I would like to see from Spirit Mechanics, the more charity side of it, the more outreach side of it, because that was his gig. That was something that he really loved to do. They supported art in schools, music in schools, uh, did all kinds of fundraisers, charity works for that. They did the thing, and when he passed, it honestly, there's very few musicians that I've actually cried over, but he was one that I actually cried over. So yeah, as ZZ Top comes on the radio when I'm around, It's a good damn day.
Well,
Like this motherfucker with Van Halen. Oh, Eddie.
mhm. Certain ones I like. There's certain I like. I know a lot of people, from the who grew up in the '80s and the '90s and stuff like that. They like David Lee Roth a lot, and I'm not a huge fan of David Lee Roth.
Old Diamond Dave.
He did that same pitch squeal, fucking harmonic scream thing that he does, and it literally makes my hair stand on the top of my head, and it pisses me off.
It grates me.
But like, I like Sammy Hagar as far as that particular lead singer and that
Oh, the
particular.
Van Hagar.
Yeah, I liked that version
Yeah.
of Van Halen,
Yeah.
and
Same, actually.
because it felt like it had more meaning to it. I don't know. Sammy Hagar's a fucking vampire, but that's beside the point because he hasn't aged a goddamn day.
Well, tequila's a hell of a.
He's a hell of a preservative. I mean, look at well, mezcal. It's basically tequila, but with a worm in it.
Yeah, and it's a little bit stronger.
Yeah. Actually, I have never had it.
It's a very very acquired taste, man.
I've never had it. I've seen family that drank it when I was younger, but
It's a very acquired taste. Mezcal is kind of rough. But yeah, um, fuck, man, you're
it's between them, STP, or
yeah, STP is pretty much a big one, at least between me and him. It's a big one. Usually his is Plush
mhm.
that comes over. Mine's Interstate Love Song. And then if we're both in a great mood, Big Empty.
From the fucking Crow soundtrack.
Yep. Which
we're redneck as hell. I have I wear flip flops and jeans. I have pierced ears and stuff like that. But my goth comes out a little bit when Big Empty comes on.
you can't even call that a goth song.
It's not goth at all.
No.
But I'm just talking about from
from
the Crow. I wear my Sting fucking face paint.
Get the leather trench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a dark denim trench. It was my uncle's. It was way too big for me. So my uncle's like 6'4".
It dragged the ground on you.
It dragged the ground, but it did things. It did things. I had to make a dark humor joke, but
yeah.
Funny thing about losing a celebrity Gord when Gord Downey of Tragically Hip passed away, it felt like it was a nation lost a piece of Canada.
And it's true.
It hit me hard. It hit me pretty hard when Chris Cornell passed.
That one was rough. Of course, everybody, just about everybody, there's a couple older and a couple younger, but generally most of us were 90s kids. And yeah, Cornell was a big one, like huge. You grow up and you watch the progression of him. You've got fucking Soundgarden that did the thing, and then it evolved into Audioslave, which was actually a supergroup that just became this fucking driving force for music, and then his independent stuff. And I mean, I know the one that got you, and that was Nora Jones' cover of Black Hole Sun.
Yeah, that particular cover of Black Hole Sun fucked me up.
It made it real.
Yeah.
That's one thing about Nora, at least when she's doing her thing. That's one thing about Nora. She has a tendency to just bring that out.
I wouldn't really. Denise Alexander said she's back. Dimebag Daryl. I wasn't into that particular scene when I was when I was growing up, as far as like in high school, because that was when he passed. And I liked a few songs from Pantera because I had heard them from wrestling, and I hadn't really got into it until I was a little bit older, so it didn't hit me as hard with Dimebag. And I've watched documentaries on it, stuff like that. Being a guitar player, seeing how another guitar player is really fascinated me. I don't want to have that particular dependence on alcohol.
No, not even. No.
This dude was the Gandhi, not a black belt drunk, not a grandmaster. He was a fucking Gandhi of whiskey.
Well, I don't know. It was him and Lemmy. That Lemmy was basically god tier drunk. There is
So Dimebag Darrell was just a prophet.
yes. Lemmy Killmaster, that was another one.
Yeah, no, he passed away. That hit me pretty hard too, but I didn't cry over it. But it was still one of those things that hit. It's like Chester Bennington.
Yeah.
Well, that's our generation.
Yeah.
Renee said Kurt Cobain and Lane. I still don't think Kurt killed himself, but
That's our opinion because I share it. That's our opinion. I'm pretty sure somebody else, quote unquote, had something to do with that.
a gaping hole.
Yes.
Lane Staley
Wayne
had his own demons.
That's kind of what that was.
The shocking one for me was fuck God, what's his name?
Who?
Stone Temple Pilots.
Scott Weiland.
Yeah, when he died.
Yeah, Scott.
He was clean. He had gotten clean. And then fell off the wagon because he got back with his crazy ass ex.
In that one time.
Yep.
One time he OD'd it because his body didn't know how to deal anymore. And he took the same dose he always did, and it fried him. Killed him.
And he had a heart attack.
Exactly.
Yep.
But that was one for me, too, because that was one of my first introductions into more of the harder rock and grunge kind of stuff was STP.
Velvet Revolver.
Oh yeah.
Because that was my shit in high school. Because I was a huge Guns N' Roses fan.
And then you've got Slash with Scott Weiland,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of fucking group. And what do you do with that? And that it's his
And the music video, Duff beating the shit out of Scott Weiland because he's overdosed.
yes. Yep.
And the video, but it was a portrayal, but it ended up being a fucking
The actual truth.
yeah.
Foreshadowing.
Denise said I was dancing on stage, and my girlfriend came up to the stage and told me while I was dancing to his music.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's heavy. That's heavy. Another one that got me that probably didn't get any fucking body else but me was Tom Petty.
Oh, dude, what the fuck you talking about?
Tom Petty. I literally grew up on Tom Petty.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of Mom's favorites. That was a huge thing.
Prince.
Oh, yeah.
I cried. That was the other one that I cried to was Prince.
I was cool. I was cool. I was holding it together. I had a moment. When Doves Cry, Purple Rain, Kiss, even Raspberry Beret, all that
Green.
all that stuff was rolling around on the radio, and I'm like, that's really sad. That's really sad. And I follow a YouTube guitarist who's goofy as shit. He's Canadian as well, but he's goofy as shit. He goes by Stevie T, but it's Steve Terryberry. And he did one of the just best tributes to Prince ever. He did Purple Rain, and he did it all as a guitar solo. And that's what got me. It took a fucking guitarist that could actually handle a Prince song,
Mm-hmm.
playing a Prince song in memory of Prince before I was like, I need a minute. Everybody get the fuck out of the room.
I was driving with my ex. I was coming into actually I was heading to your place. Um, and they were listening to the local rock station, and I had heard three, four Prince songs in a row, and I'm sitting here thinking like, well,
Maybe it's a block.
they're doing they usually used to do on Saturdays. They do what they call the block party, where they play an entire block of nothing but that artist. And then they come on the radio and they say all this was in the memory of, and I looked at my ex and I can't hold it. I'm like trying to drive and I'm like, no. And that got me more so than Chris Cornell actually,
Well, I mean,
because I grew. I mean that's
yeah, you had that going at every, you know, party that you were drug along to every time.
mm-hmm,
You had people over at your house anytime anything was going on.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, Prince was always a staple. Jeez, man.
Wow, we went somber as far as music.
Well, I mean, it's part of it.
Yeah.
One that got me too, and this was like one of the first times that music really got to me enough to where I was like, okay, this is real to me. And that was when Cash died.
Mm.
Yeah. When Cash died, I was rough over that. Um, yeah, anybody that's listened to my music knows that he's a big influence on that. But the biggest reason why is he was a big influence on my whole family. Um, Literally, the first thing that I had to learn on the guitar was Folsom Prison Blues because I'd hand the guitar to my papa and ask him to play a song. This when I'm like 12, and he's okay, boy, and he'd play just that opening lick, and he'd hand it back, and I'd go, "Where's the rest of the song?" And he said, "Well, you gotta learn it." By God, old man, I'm gonna learn it, and I did, and we bonded over Johnny Cash. That was a big deal.
Um, Denise, what got us onto it was we were talking about music, specifically and specific artists that or specific things that got us as far as like being able to connect as far as our gifts or empathically or whatever. And then we were talking about specific songs that come up on the radio or come up on a playlist, or we're listening to a random shuffle of songs and a song come up and it makes us think of people like specific songs maybe think of Steve or him to me, vice versa, or me to Dustin or whatever. And one of the big ones for Steve is ZZ Top, and Dusty Hill passed away last week.
So
That
this
this
particular
is the
road,
progression.
right? This particular road's my fault. Uh, but yeah,
I'm gonna change something right quick. There we go. I'm probably gonna get smacked for this, but Dolly Parton is the best person ever as far as musicians. I agree.
yes,
She is an incredible human being.
absolutely, and has worked incredibly hard to get to where she's at. Because she came up in the industry when nobody was taking women seriously, and went from you're gonna sing these songs opposite of these men in order to get your career, went from that to I'm gonna cut this song and we're gonna walk it to every radio station we possibly can just to get it heard.
Yeah,
Chick's no joke.
it was kind of weird. I had it weird like, that's hot, that's hot, when she was like, it's my husband's birthday, and she dressed up as a Playboy bunny, and I went, yeah, I don't know if they're real or not.
They've probably had work done over the years.
Oh,
Man.
they're 100% mine. I bought and paid for them.
That's actually a statement she's made.
Yep.
She wasn't exactly lowly endowed to begin with. I don't quite understand the need to have them huge, but that's what she wanted. Get after it, chick.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've gone down the road of everything as far as like the announcements and the music and the announcements of music coming up in 3 weeks
Yes.
for Steve's we'll call it a seminar on that. But
For anybody interested, for those of you who came in late, it is going to be basically spiritual music theory. So we're going to be working with vibration through music, doing some fun shit with that, helping you guys express yourselves spiritually and get a few things understood, maybe even in your brain holes. So we're going to be doing that the last weekend of August.
should be the 28th.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to go ahead and call this one for tonight. I'm tired. He's tired. Everybody's tired. We have an event this weekend. If I know Denise, you're going to be there. I expect my drink. Steve expects his drink because you promised. But we'll see you there. We'll see Miss Donna there. Missy, Mandy. I know Mandy's done gone. Missy's not on here because she never gets on anymore. I got to pick on her. But we're gonna go ahead and holler. Drop. We're gonna go ahead and drop tonight, and we will see you guys this weekend. We'll probably do something from the road Friday night, guys.
Yes.
Probably. I'm not giving 100% guarantee because if I do that, we're not going to do it.
I mean, it's a thing.
But there'll be a thing from the road this week. There'll probably be a thing at the event this weekend. There'll probably be shenanigans on Saturday.
Why the hell not?
Huh?
Why the hell not?
They might be.
It might be. From what I understand, there's probably gonna be, but oh, yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
I can handle y'all. I don't want to. Missy and Mandy.
Well, they're going to be there.
I know.
Hey, Steve.
What?
Let's get Missy drunk.
That won't be hard, dude.
No.
No.
Let's get the woo girls out.
If you guys want to see that goofy shit happen,
we're evil people.
Get with us, either at the show, if you're in the area anyway. Get with us. We'll make something happen where y'all can hang out with us too.
Love y'all. Y'all be good. We'll see you guys this weekend.